What's going on, witches, fellow YouTubers? So I went for a bike ride yesterday night, and I went to a friend's house, and I had like 2 beers. I waited till the beer faded away before I rode home. I could have easily rode my bike home with just 2 beers in my system and been just fine, but I didn't feel like chancing it. No sense in getting a DUI on a bike, which you think isn't possible, but technically it is. I actually knew a guy who got a DUI on a bike, and I mean, I can handle my shit pretty good for the most part, but it doesn't mean I have to be irresponsible about it. So I already made a video for Facebook earlier entitled Video Update for Facebook. I came home a little bit drunk the other night, and I was in a pretty shitty mood. I think people might have misinterpreted the metaphor. Now, when I said I want to die, that's a metaphor for I accept it. I can't change it. I don't know when it's going to happen, and quite frankly, I'm not going to worry about it. Now, when I said I wanted to die, that was just a metaphor for me personally just accepting it is what it is. You know, you can't control it. All you can do is make the best of the life you have now. Though admittedly I've been in a bit of a crap mood because 2019 has not started off the greatest for myself. My great-grandmother died. The trolls scared away the chick I wanted to ask out. And then I find out the chick I wanted to ask out's getting married and she has a fiance. You know, I mean, it hurts that I won't get to go out with her, but just for the sake of her sake, at least, I'm happy for her, you know. I'm glad she found somebody. And personally speaking, between losing a girlfriend because of these trolls and losing a potential girlfriend because of these trolls, right now I'm more focused on my wand business and making sure my career is established. If the goth chick of my dreams is meant to happen, it'll happen when I least expect it. And you know, through my depression, I've come to the sudden realization that I'm tired of letting something I can't get very often have that much control over me. That's stupid, and I feel like an ass. But I'm only human, so yeah. Because when I stop and examine why I'm single, I mean, maybe sometimes I'm an asshole, or maybe it's because of my autism, or maybe it's because I don't make enough money. That could be like the only 3 reasons. Because I look at all the good factors and the good qualities I have to offer women. I look at all the good qualities I have to offer women as a potential boyfriend, and I still can't figure out how I'm single. In fact, just the other day, my ex-girlfriend Summer said to a coworker that, and I quote, "I wish I wouldn't have broke up with him." And I'm like, well, it took you a couple of shitty boyfriends to figure that out, but okay. Now, I'm not here to dog on Summer. She's a sweet girl, and I'm glad she's still willing to be my friend. You know, but I'm just saying, I would have had more reason to break up with her than she did me. If she thought the trolls were being mean to her, they were being equally as mean, if not worse, to me, because I'm dating an older chick with short hair. Ooh. 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 I tend to think these trolls, when they try as hard as they can to ruin potential girlfriends or scare off girlfriends that I have, it makes me think they're jealous that despite my autism, I get more pussy than they do, and it triggers them. It triggers them so. So instead of spending time trying to find themselves a girlfriend, they waste their pathetic, miserable lives bullying me because I can get more pussy than they can. And quite frankly, I feel sorry for them. And even crushing on that girl for a brief period before it came to an end with my trolls scaring her off and her getting a fiance. Um, I'm not mad at her or her fiance. I wish them nothing but the best. I'm more concerned with these people who follow me on social media. And the thing of it is these trolls never quit. You know, they want me to break and kill myself. They want me to give up on life and stop being myself. And the second I do some stupid shit like that, they've won. You know, I've seen too many people on social media commit suicide because their bullies push them to that point. And it breaks my heart every time I read the story or see the news and the videos. These lives are just snuffed out because people gotta be assholes and push people to their breaking point. I don't mean to be so loud this early in the morning, but, you know, as somebody who struggles with suicidal depression from time to time, you know, what helps me get better is just knowing that I got too many people that care about me. And that's precisely the point I made in that rather depressing drunken video I made on Facebook Live the other night. It doesn't matter how depressed I get, it's not worth making someone else that much more depressed. And, you know, when I found out that she has a fiance, it hit me the sudden realization of, you're never gonna date her. It's never gonna fucking happen. You had a shot with her, and these trolls fucked it up. And the only thing that makes me a bigger person is just knowing that if these trolls, even if it was my biggest hater, if it was my biggest bully on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and they had a girl they were sweet on, I wouldn't try to stop it. Unless the girl's underage, then I'd say something like, hey, you sick fuck, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But, like, that's just it. As somebody who struggles with the dating scene, why would I want to make it that much more difficult for someone else? You know, that kind of would make me a huge jerk if I did that. So even though I see girls I like that I would love to date, it's never gonna happen. You know, these are what's known as fantasy girls, and we all have them, whether you're a chick or a dude. Members of the opposite sex that are just so attractive and you want to date them, but you can't because they're unobtainable. And they can be unobtainable for a number of reasons. And sometimes it's not just because they're taken. Unfortunately, social class has a big thing to do with it. In reality, social class does not matter. If the two people are of age and in love, who the fuck cares? If one person's rich or the other person's poor, or if one person's Republican and the other person's Democrat, who gives a shit? One person's black, the other person's white, who gives a shit? You know? But apparently to some people that kind of thing matters, and it's stupid. But one of the biggest things that's helping me with the rejection process on the dating scene these last couple of months is I pay attention to chicks here in town who notice me. In fact, this is too perfect. On the way to my friend's house, I stopped by Conoco to get a pack of Southern Cuts, and cute ass senorita working behind the counter, and Smooth Santa starts playing on the radio. You know the song I'm talking about. Give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. And me being the sexy bad boy singer that I am, I couldn't resist. The opportunity was Golden Cobra by Limp Bizkit, man. I started getting into the music and singing along with it and just approached the counter like, I don't give a fuck. I'm here for a pack of smokes. What's up? What's good? She got a blast of my pheromone soap, a taste of my sexy singing voice, and my don't give a shit attitude. And that's all it took. As soon as I walked out the door, she was like, damn, that goth dude is sexy. I'd totally date him. Fucking packed my smokes, fucking hopped on my chopper bike and took off. Fucking lit one and took off. What shout? At this point, I'm like, I can focus on the sluts who reject me and call me names and treat me like shit. Or I could focus on the chicks who treat me with respect and who let me down gently, to the very least, or to the very most, focus on the chicks who check me out. You know, that's what it's all about in the dating scene. If you're trying to attract a member of the opposite sex, it's easier to focus on people you have more stuff in common with. Now, if I met a goth chick that played guitar, there you go. That's my point exactly. That those kinds of chicks do exist. They're a rarity, but they do exist. And I suppose it's like waiting for a wand to dry. Good things take time, and you can't rush a good thing. You know, and that's just the thing of it. Is sometimes I feel like an ass for losing my temper, getting overly emotional, and getting depressed, and bitching about things that really just aren't worth complaining about. There's starving kids in Africa, and you're pissed because you haven't had your dick touched by some pussy in a couple of months. Boo hoo. You know? And like, I feel like shit for complaining about it. But that's a natural, at the same time, that's a natural human instinct. When humans get lonely, they complain about it. That's just, you know. And one of the points I've made is I often feel guilty about craving female companionship because of the way men treat women. And that's just how much I respect women. And that's the thing of it, is I can't feel guilty for that because I have no control how other men treat women. I only have control how I treat them. And I don't care if, I really do not give a shit if you're a dude or a chick. If you're disrespectful to me, I'm going to be disrespectful to you. I can't be one way or the other because that would be considered sexist. And most girls would be like, well, that's just too honest. What, so you expect me to kiss your ass when you treat me like shit? But when dudes treat me like shit, I treat them like shit? No, that's not how it works. And do you think I like being mean to people, particularly girls? No, I don't. I don't like being mean to people, particularly being mean to girls. I don't like it. But when they come up to me and start being rude to me, I'm likely to be rude right back. And any chick who hates some other chick knows exactly what I'm talking about. Ladies, back me up on this. Some chick's being a total bitch to you. What do you want to do? You want to bite her fucking head off. You want to be as rude as fuck right back to her, right? Yeah. So I think it's quite funny when chicks reject me because I'm like, dude, my fans would worship you like a queen. I would treat you like a goddess. Maybe I don't have that oil field money, but you know, I do what I can. Some people might look down their nose at me like, oh, he makes wands for a living. I'm like, you can talk all the shit you want, dude. I love to make wands. It's a stress reliever, and I found a way to make money doing it. So at this point, you're just jealous. All these chicks that rejected me in high school, all the chicks that reject me now, I'm like, forget about them, man. Ain't worth my time. Marlboro, next. You know, although getting rejected by that chick I wanted to ask out sucked, what made it bearable was the fact that she was very polite about it and as nice as she could be about it. The fact that she said, I would date him if I could. You know what I'm saying? That in itself is a confidence booster, and that's what I have to keep in mind. Is when the chick you want to ask out says no, but I wish I could date him. That's all you can do is take it with a grain of salt. I mean, there are plenty of hot chicks in Casper who are single, so it's not like I'm going to be sitting here jacking off the rest of my life. Which, if that's what it came to, all puns aside, it could be worse. At least I have hands. Silver lining, right? So maybe you're pissed off because you haven't had pussy in a while and you've been stuck jacking it. I know the struggle, but it could be worse. At least you have hands to jack it with. Could you imagine having the urge to masturbate and then you have no hands to do it with? Oh, dude, that would suck. That would fucking suck so hard, dude. That's when you're looking at life going, oh, really? You sick bastard. Pardon my French, but damn. Look, that would suck so hard, dude. Like, on top of not getting laid, now you can't even jack it because you got no hands. Oh, dude. That would suck. And if people like that are able to put one pant leg on it at a time and say, you know what, it is what it is. I'm not going to let it bum me out. Then maybe we shouldn't take our shortcomings for granted. Because sometimes our struggles will make us stronger as people. I'll probably do a Facebook Live video too, letting all my fans know that, like, hey, what's up, you know. I don't think I'll have to, but I kind of feel like, yeah, they'll still appreciate seeing me live either way. You know. In fact, I did a video about this kind of thing a couple weeks back when a very popular female YouTuber committed suicide because she was bullied by some anti-hunting activists. And when I read that story, dude, it triggered the feminist inside of me, and it made me sad. Like, the only reason they picked on her is because she wasn't your typical stereotype female. She was pretty and she loved to go outdoors and get muddy, and that triggered a lot of people, jealous females alike. And, you know, for her, female empowerment was taking her whiner miner out and going bird hunting, you know, enjoying the great outdoors, catching the sun as it rises over the horizon. But just because a couple of guys think that girls like that are attractive doesn't mean that as a woman you won't find somebody. I guess so. This is another example of women comparing themselves to other women. Oh, she's pretty and she likes to go hunting and play with the boys and get her truck dirty. I can't compete with that. Well, and you know how much happier women would be if they stopped comparing themselves to other women and to men in general? Holy shit. I mean, it's so painfully obvious, I can't believe I'm actually saying it, but there you go. Give it another day or two, and those last 4 wands should be done drying. They're dry enough I could take them off the workbench and sit them by the window for those last couple of spots of podge to dry. And the copper wire underneath the leather looks really cool. I might do that again for another batch because that's a nice look. It keeps the product fresh. Now, all of a sudden, people who bought a wand that had one with just copper or one with just leather, all of a sudden they're going to be like, hey, now he's doing both at the same time. Fuck, I want one. I'll grab a glass of water and I'll be right back. Oh, yeah, those are looking very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Now, when I make videos talking about the struggles I've gone through so far this year, I'm not looking for your sympathy. You know, if anything, just hear me out for a second. Like, I don't know why my trolls have to bully chicks that I've associated with in the past, because they know I struggle with women socially because of my Asperger's, and they think, oh, he lives in a small town. Let's make it more difficult. What fun. But as I've said, it comes off as pure jealousy. Because I didn't even have to have sex with that chick at Conoco to make a good impression. For the first impression was, I'd fuck him. And I didn't even have to try. I just used my natural charm and my gift with music. Which brings me to my next point. A true ladies' man will be able to make a connection with women without even touching them. Physically, of course. You don't have to have sex with a woman to make a strong connection. It could be a friendship, a bond, over something like you both like dogs. You know, something that simple. Or you're both into the same kind of music, you know. This is something that men need to realize, is that if you're going to establish a strong connection with a woman, get to know her before you have sex with her, and make sure you have her permission first. You make for damn sure you have her permission first. And if she says no at the last minute, right before you're about to enter, I don't care. She changed her mind. No. And I can hear a lot of guys say, well, that's not fair. She's being a cock tease. Blah. Fuck you. Okay, put yourself in her shoes for a second. What if you decided to experiment with your sexuality and at the last minute, right before he sticks it in your ass, you decide, no, I'm against it. I decided not to. And what if he decides to just shove it in there anyway? How would you feel? You'd feel violated, wouldn't you? Exactly. So, yeah. A lot of people are uncomfortable with homosexuality, so I think that's a valid, fair point to make when putting yourself in the woman's perspective. So, I don't care if she says no at the last moment. If she says no, no means no, period. Oh, but what if she got you all hot and bothered? So go in the bathroom and jack off and then leave. Go into the bathroom, rub one out in some toilet paper, flush it down the toilet. Be like, hey, sorry, you didn't feel comfortable with me. Maybe next time if you want to hook up. It doesn't have to be about that. You know, if you want to go out on another date, you know where to jangle me at. Yeah. Because most men don't think from that perspective. All they think of is, oh, I'm getting my dick wet. You're getting. Look, I got a cup of water. Watch this. Huh. Why the hell did you dump water into your lap? So I could say I got my dick wet. In all seriousness, though. Oh, fucking hell, that's cold. In all seriousness, though. They don't think of it as getting something shoved deep inside of them. All they think about is, oh, I'm gonna stick my dick in something. That right there is just me laughing at my dry spell hysterically. Like making jokes about it rather than being depressed about it. You know. Another rant video for YouTube, I suppose. Anyways, tubes, thanks for watching this rant video. Catch y'all later.